Anyways.
So
I
said like 10 minutes ago.
You did? Ah, fuck.
You
I said it wasn't named pre-show.
don't have to be
Da, da, da.
as if one.
Da, da, da.
Don't be afraid, my sweetheart. This is this
Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Manga Monthly, where we'll be talking about chapters 1 through 12 of Deadman Wonderland, which from experience we've learned that it is a lot different from the anime. So if you guys have watched it and you want to discuss it with us, or even just you want to know what it's about, well, just stay tight, sit tight and we'll tell you all about that.
Wait. I don't want to do any questions. I just want to talk.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
We'll just bring up topics.
Go right into it.
Okay, now one of the first things was that...
Oh, wait. I'm Diggy, the president of Otaku Anonymous, and
Hey,
your host
Diggy.
for today's episode.
It's me, Larry. I don't talk often, but now I'm gonna talk because Deadman Wonderland was good.
Yeah, because he has to talk with his legs.
He gets to
Also,
talk with his
That's
legs.
the real fun
I'm
fact of the
pretty
day.
fucking tired. I'm gonna tell that right
Oh.
now. So I'm gonna use all my energy to this and then go to sleep. I'm gonna use all my energy for this shit. Maybe I'll stream after. We'll see what happens.
Oh, he
I am
sacrificed
Sunny.
so much.
I'm Sunny. I am the vice president, secretary, resident thing that gives off light. Hi.
He is the light of the world, some might say. There we go. I had to get rid of that bubble because it's just us for today.
Alright, okay, alright.
Mark says, I'm Mark. Last name is hard to pronounce. I'm
Mark,
Z-Moby.
but
I finished
how
this
do you
manga a
say it?
whole hour ago. Do your homework when it's assigned, kids. Thank you, Z.
Alright. Now, a lot of people... Oh, wait, can I start?
Oh, Silver said in the Discord chat, I'm Silver and I love Deadman Wonderland. Be safe, Silver. Alright. Go ahead, Larry.
Silver's here in spirit.
He is
Okay.
here with us in spirit.
Now, we stopped at chapter 12.
There's a lot
No,
more.
I don't remember... Yeah, of course, a lot more. But I don't remember exactly where the anime stopped.
It was probably like
Actually-
chapter 13 or 14 because it was where the
That's
after
where the
the
anime stopped.
the fight with the priest or the monk guy and his sound guitar.
Really?
Really.
Okay. Okay,
Really,
so
really.
I'm watching it. Okay, so now I read the manga. I watched the anime. The anime stops at volume 5. Okay, so it stops like at chapter like 20 something.
Yeah, that's a lot more than I
I
thought.
watched the anime a long time ago. Okay, like a long time ago, like middle school, I think.
It does
And
seem to go close to getting to the end.
The anime doesn't get close to the end of the manga. But now a lot of people were arguing about the anime being shit compared to the manga. I actually think
Like me.
the anime did pretty well. Of course, like the manga's better. Manga's in most cases always good, but the anime summarized the manga very well. As the manga, opens up, explains a lot more in more detail. The anime did a very good job summing it up. I feel like people didn't like the anime because of where it ended, rather than it didn't do a good job presenting Deadman Wonderland. Because someone who's never seen or never read the manga, I really wanted more from Deadman Wonderland when I finished that anime. And it's really, I think the
Wait,
anime was good.
There's
That's
a lot
my
of
whole thing.
a big reason that anime is made is to advertise the source material.
Yeah, it's to advertise
If
the
you
source
want to read
material.
more, then it did its job.
Yeah,
But I just
but-
think that when I watched it was like a really long time ago, and I did end up reading the manga afterwards. I think I might have actually read it beforehand. I was like five years ago, so
Yeah.
I watched it and I'm like, I really didn't like it too much because it ends as it's ramping up. Like that, it's basically the adaptation of the start of the manga. After everything is set up, it takes a while to get going, but when it gets going, it's really good.
Yeah,
And that is a
it-
lot more evident in the manga when it can keep going. But when it's like, oh, it starts getting good. Oh, there's nothing else. Good luck.
Yeah, yeah,
But the
just
manga
cuts
keeps
you-
going.
Yeah, it just cuts you off too, and it's like, really, that's it. It's yeah. I'm watching the last episode right now of Deadman Wonderland to see where it ended, and Yeah, it ended. It ended at like a big cliffhanger. It was like, that's it. That's all we're gonna get. Like you
Yeah.
gotta watch it. And it's crazy because they condensed all this within 12 episodes, and they did a really they did a really good job. They really did a good job condensing it from manga to anime. Because as I was reading it, I was
Finish up and I'll say.
Because after reading it, or once I got to it, I was like, wow, this summed up. Like this was like everything I actually remember from the anime. It wasn't like Fullmetal Alchemist, and then it was so bad they had to make Brotherhood. It was like, wow, this is a really good anime. But it sucks where they left us at. Does the anime end on the cliffhanger, or does it have any closure? Oh yeah, cliffhanger. Hell of cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's cliffhanger.
Bad.
The rest
Bad.
Of the manga.
It was a cliffhanger that made people hate it.
It goes right back in after the manga, though.
For the people who may be listening who may not know what this is even about, and just want a good starter for it, you guys want to give a quick synopsis of what it is?
Oh yeah. So it's pretty much all about. There is a earthquake that takes out 70% of Japan. It's called
Tokyo.
The Tokyo Great Earthquake.
Like 90% of Tokyo.
Not yet. I said 70 in the beginning. And then there's this kid named Ganta. Ganta, right? Is his name? Ganta.
Yeah, Ganta.
And he gets blamed for the murder of his entire class. He gets pinned to blame the murder class. And he gets sent to a prison.
The first scene is this thing appearing in front of his classroom, and everyone's like, well, what's that? And then everyone around him is just dead, and it puts a crystal inside of him. And then he wakes up in the hospital, and the police are like, all right, we're arresting you for the murder of all those people. So
yeah, there you go. And then he gets sent to a prison.
There is an in-between there.
Yeah, I skip that part, but yeah. And then he gets sent to a prison called Deadman Wonderland, and it's an amusement park that has prisoners working
privatized amusement park.
Privatized amusement park using prisoners as the workers. And then the prisoner, but it's as you read it, it's more than just a prison. It's pretty much it.
Well, it starts off a lot of there's more here than it seems, and then once they actually start going towards Sector G, it becomes, oh, there are other people that have been given the crystal that he has, and there are people that have these powers, and they can control their blood. And that is essentially what the manga revolves around, is the main character, who is Ganta, and him finding out the powers that he was given by the thing that put the crystal inside of him, which is called the Wretched Egg later on.
Yep.
And
which I thought was absolutely hilarious, and I kept making jokes about it.
Yeah, she did while she was reading it. And all of them have different styles, and
that's so essentially
goes more into it later on.
This is a whole gory action anime with a lot of
it is very gory.
With a lot of, I wouldn't say drama, but more like traumatizing, Spax. It's like Mirai Nikki. It's like kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's just
if you're familiar with the artist's work, they made Eureka 7 before this. It's not like Eureka 7. Granted, Eureka 7 had very real scenes, like people getting blown up, someone's arm getting torn off, families, getting destroyed. But this is a lot more centered on particular characters getting just like fucking massacred, blood everywhere. It's a lot different than the other things he's made in the past.
As I was about to read this, I thought I was reminded of the anime, and I'm like, oh, I didn't like this story very much. And after the first chapter, I thought of two things. One, this is a lot more gory than I remember, and two, this is a lot better than I remember a lot earlier on. I immediately got hooked back into it as soon as I read the first chapter. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the manga. This is a really, really good story, because I didn't like the way that the anime presents the story very much, but I love the way that the manga presents the story from the first chapter.
So where we left off was chapter 12. I did not read further than this. To be honest, not that I didn't like it, it's just that I don't see myself reading further than this, because I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I should. But from where we left off, we just found out that I forgot her name. She's the Wretched Egg, the one who killed the one who killed his entire classroom. So, did everyone finish the entire thing? Oh no, just Z? Okay.
I finished the entire thing.
Ooh. That kind of tripped me out. That I really want to ask further questions on it, but I also don't want to get spoiled because I guess I changed my mind and I plan on finishing the rest of this actually because I would like to know how that scene plays out, how he finds out about it.
It's good, but that's what pissed me off when I watched the anime. That's where they left us off too. Oh, she's the wretched egg, and I was like, "Then you're not gonna tell us why she like killed his classmates? Why is he so special? Like he's obviously he's the main character. Why is he so special?"
Okay, so here's my guess as to why she... Don't tell me if I'm right or not, but my guess is the reason why she killed this entire classroom is because we see that there's flashbacks of them being children and her just kind of admiring him for him being kind of weak but semi-strong, I don't know. So maybe she wanted his attention in that creepy kind of yandere way. But that's me trying to make it...
She admired his persistence. Not physically strong, but kept getting back up time after time, no matter how much you beat him up.
Maybe she wanted some kind of, like, person to be with her in this horrible prison place? I don't know.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't read the rest. I just read the first 12 chapters to re-jog my memory, but I read it about 5 years ago. There was the scene where she's talking with the old guy, and they say that her song stopped, and that the Mother Goose system is offline, and she's acting very differently. I would say that's the biggest hint as to what happened.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't remember what happened. So.
Oh.
when you got the time mark, go finish it. Go finish it up.
Larry, can you read from the top of where Z said it ended at a cliffhanger?
Well, see, it ended at a cliffhanger, but it was okay stopping point. Yeah, it was an alright stopping point, but it like from the manga, I mean, from the anime, you really just gotta go jump to the manga. But like, I need to fucking know more because they really just don't tell you anything. And then I have to check this out. Anime is really good. Try watching the uncensored version. That's when it gets spicy, a lot of blood and gore, and bodies getting chopped up. Ooh. And then I kept wondering why that the false Deadman Wonderland, why they made the false Deadman Wonderland park thing to cover up the actual reason, why they're experimenting on the blood of people. I mean, because in the end, it's human experimenting. You know, they don't want to put that out in the public instead of just having a secret facility just for them.
I think it was also easier to get the people that they needed by framing them for crimes, as that guy did for to Ganta.
Yeah.
Because he just became his lawyer, and he's just like, all right, we're just gonna frame you guilty from the inside, whatever.
Being the wretched egg. Yeah, because like when I was like watching it or reading it, I was just kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? And then like when Shino came out, I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? Because they made the wretched egg look totally like a male figure. So they really did a good job on that. The first time it popped out, it's like they made him look like a total male figure. Then you find out it's Shino's like, oh, then you never. That was good.
Granted, when the wretched egg first came out, it did look very long, like really tall.
It looked very large,
very. It looked like a man, but all the hair was covered up. It had a cloak, so you couldn't really see the body. But
and the mask.
You would just assume it's a man. So they did a really good job. I remember being confused when the anime handled that reveal, but I felt the manga got to the point across. But yeah, a lot of shit happened. It gets really interesting. Yeah. I think the manga did a lot better with that reveal because in the anime it was just kind of like, ooh, I'm the person, and then this one it's kind of like, oh my god, kind of feeling.
Didn't the manga do the reveal a lot earlier in the story?
It did. The manga did the reveal extremely early compared to the anime, because the anime was like at the very, very end, I believe.
Yeah, I really liked the reveal because it wasn't just one of those surprises that were like, oh, did they just pull that out of their ass or something? It was actually one of those surprises that were like, wow, that was actually really well done and everything connects,
Yeah, it was very natural.
It was nice. It was nicely done.
It was a very natural reveal.
Didn't feel like just like a thing to kick you in the nuts, like how a lot of anime does.
Now, I have another thing to talk about. I don't know how about you guys feel, but I feel like, okay, first one, I read it in one day because I thought yesterday we were going to do the stream. So I went in one day because that's usually how I do my things. the manga felt a little hard to follow along. Is that just me?
It was for me the first time. The second time, knowing more about it makes it a lot easier to figure out what's going on.
What you do, you guys?
There was a lot of words that kind of went in a roundabout way that could have just been said. You know? It could have just been straight out said, but I also realized that that's just character, you know? So, I can kind of see what you mean, but no, it was fine mostly. I like the flashbacks. It was easy to follow.
I feel like the
those
12
along.
chapters don't cover the characters as much. They more go into the setting and the story, and once that's
Oh
set
yeah,
up,
they don't cover the character. Like when
more into
you
it.
think of covering the character, they think of backstory. They didn't go to the backstory till like way later, but it was really awkward because like I kind of didn't care. Like these people are in prison, but it's kind of rude to ask, why are you in prison? You're just kind of become friends, you know, and like get to know them from that perspective rather than, oh, what did their past hold? You know, it was pretty nice. I like that approach. Not like, oh, here's this new character, here's her whole backstory, and then they die. Like, well, what fucking? There's an anime that did that shit. Oh, the Zodiac anime. The Chinese New Year fighting anime, they did that shit. I personally had no problem following along, but I could see how it could be confusing. So, yeah, like I felt like it was confusing, but as I started
where'd you
reading
get
it,
confused? Like how?
I was like, yeah, it's like I feel like what was confusing is the art. There's so much going on, even in simple places. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, like when the tower was exploding.
Yeah, you don't really know what's happening. That. I mean, I knew what happened because I had read it before, but probably the first time I read it, I had no idea what he did to actually break whatever it was that was falling.
Yeah, I think it was the transitions too.
Why her face didn't get burned with that tower? Is her skin like flawless or something?
They explain it. Yeah, they explain it.
I wasn't able to follow along with that.
They explain it, but not anytime soon.
Oh, okay. Okay. I could only assume it's because of the experiments, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think it was the transitions for me too, Mark. But like the transitions were a little off, but like the art was so good. There's so much going on in the art that it was like, you know, oh hey KO.
Hey KO. There's something that actually it made me kind of steer away from it. I was even telling Sunny like if it wasn't for the promise that it would have gotten good, then I probably would have stopped around chapter 3 or something, because I felt like it was officially one of those mangas that tried being kind of edgy. You know what I mean?
Edgy.
Because like in the beginning, what you have is hold on, my dogs are barking. In the beginning, what you got is like you had those obstacle course races, and it's like none of it's being managed kind of thing. And I just thought it was oh my god, I'm gonna go shake them. But you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's like super edgy. Ooh, you're in a death race. Edge. The life's on the line. Edge. Yeah, I get it. Right, Sonny?
Yep. Edgy. It does. I mean, it's still kind of edgy later on. Like. It's still gory, there's still the fights. It doesn't really become less edgy, it just adds other things. It adds the non-edge, and that balances out the edge.
Yeah, it took like 3 chapters. Yeah, it kind of took a while, because like, oh, he's living a prison life. Like, what's gonna happen, you know? Like, you get the questions like, okay, there's a red man, he's floating, he kills everyone, he gets blamed. Ooh, now he's in prison. What's gonna happen? And until like you see that power in that 3rd chapter, it's like, okay, now something's up. Now you gotta know. Careful with that edge, you might cut yourself. Hey, you right.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, the dogs are barking, they're chasing something. But what do you call it? KO, happy birthday! How old are you? It's your birthday tomorrow, right? Awesome. I hope you have a very happy birthday.
Awesome.
You're 18, you got a drink.
Well, oh yeah, I just had a hard time following along with that, and I kind of felt like I wasn't in for it, because it felt like felt similar to something else that I didn't like, but after it got to chapter 4 or 5ish, it definitely saved itself. It didn't feel like it was just something to screw around with the audience or just the characters in general. Like after a while, it really did feel like he wanted to live, and then he started learning of the punishments. What happens when you actually fuck up on some of those trial things, like how that guy's eye got torn out of his face. Ugh.
I mean, there were beheadments. Like
Yeah, there was
it
a lot
gets
of stuff.
really gory.
They like to go on with the disfigurements, you know, like having to be in that place where you have to compete and then have a disfigurement is like it's just pretty much torture until they kill you. Larry?
Huh? Oh yeah. Sorry, I was like sneezing, so I was like holding my breath.
Good for you, KO. And the one girl was super weird too. I thought she was gonna be one of those innocent girls, but she turned out to be a freak.
Yeah, I didn't like her, and then like as I was reading it, like I was like, okay, she's pretty cool. She's just a bitch, but you know what?
I thought
She's
that
in
was
prison.
great.
She has a right to be a bitch.
Turnaround. Because she was so weak before. She was just like, oh, I'm
a girl. I was like, oh, I wonder why she's here. And then when she's a bitch, it's like, okay, I know why she's here.
It is way too obvious to me. Like, I don't know.
It wasn't obvious
Nothing
to
is
me.
gonna go. Nothing is just gonna go right.
I'll be real.
I thought she was gonna
get
torn apart or something. Like
I thought she was gonna be like, you know, the support character. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't fight, but I can back up my teammates. Like I thought that's.
But it's
what
1v1s.
She's a good character. She just got some time to get used to. Yeah. She is a good character.
Hi, KO. Yeah. I also like how her older brother had she wasn't evil. Like, not that she wasn't evil. It's just that she wasn't an antagonist. You know, like she kind of.
She was just a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other thing that I was thinking. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask what you thought about the song that they kept singing.
Okay,
Yeah, the bird song that poisons his friends. What? I mean, it's very obvious that that's a metaphor, but what do you think it's a metaphor for?
To be honest, I couldn't pay attention to the song because I was skimming. I was reading the manga. You know, I wasn't skimming, I would say, but I was going, you know, quite fast in it. Just like, oh, and like every time they sing the song, I'm like, okay. I never really, like read the song, so like.
It's a bird and a wood god poisons its beak, and the beak kills the trees, and he kills his friends.
Yeah.
And it's a metaphor for, I guess, misfortune.
Z said the song is important, just not now.
Yeah, it is important, just not now. And the thing is, I wasn't paying attention to it, but I can see how the song was like. I just feel like the song. I just couldn't get it. Even towards the end. I was like, okay, I don't really see the connection metaphor yet, but okay.
Diggy, what do you think?
About what, the song?
About the song?
I knew it would be something that'd come like late story, so I didn't think too much about it. I was like, it's gonna be important later, probably. I like as soon as they even revealed that she was the wretched egg, I was like, okay, so that's not even gonna be important until later. There's so much stuff that happens in the beginning that's not relevant until much later chapters, I'm sure, because it's so sewn into itself. You know what I mean? Like the threads of what happens at the beginning gets connected to the end. I'm sure that's at least because this writing is already well done. It already proved to me in the first. It already proved to me in the first 12 chapters that that it was actually well thought out and not just something the artist just did and then made decisions later on. You know.
I wouldn't say that this story has more, you know, things that you figure out about later on than any other story that's done well. I mean.
Oh, but at least past chapter 12, right?
Yeah, I mean there are things, but it's not like, oh, there's like 30 things from the first chapter and you can look at it after you read the whole thing. No.
How far does chapter 12 go again? Like only like first manga, right? Or maybe a manga and a half? First volume, I mean.
Chapter 12 should be 3 volumes.
3 volumes? Isn't there only 5
Yeah.
volumes though? That's what Z said earlier? Who said there's
No,
only
that
5
was
volumes?
the anime covers 5 volumes.
Oh, okay.
The manga
I
is
see.
13 volumes total.
All right. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's actually there's not a lot of books, surprisingly, but yeah, like you could buy the collection easy.
4 or 5 chapters for each volume.
Also, do you guys know how the judge system works? Like the law system works in Japan? Like how I remember hearing once that in Japan is different than here. It's more like guilty until proven innocent.
The
I'm not
treatment
just-
is terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just projecting from what I learned from Ace Attorney. Like it really is guilty until proven innocent, right? So this is actually not accurate, but like how he was blamed for his entire classroom being murdered, kind of thing.
Well, his lawyer was also against him. He was kind of screwed, and they planted evidence, and they know what they're doing. I mean, they've done it for a lot of people before. He stood no chance of actually getting out of it, and they made sure, so that because money.
Yeah, I get you. I'm
Money
sorry I
makes
had to
the
mute
world
there
go
again real fast because of the fucking dogs. The dogs are really starting to piss me off. But you know what doesn't piss me off? Our sponsor for this episode and all of our episodes, hobbyholics.com, epic cosplay wigs. How do I always forget that one? It's never anything else. And Weave Apparel, our sponsor for this episode and our overall episodes. If you guys want hair, model kits, shirts, it's all there. Speaking of shirts, we also got our very own Otaku Anonymous shirt now available on store Envy, and they're only like $16, so get them while you can. I mean, they're never gonna leave, but get them while you can. When it comes to back to the manga, not spend too much time on that. When it comes to the characters, I really like Ganta's character design because it feels so simple, but they do like the short eyebrows thing. Like it's just from one artist to another where I actually can distinguish him from like so many other anime characters out there. Same thing for Shira, right? That's her name?
Shiro?
Shiro.
Shiro.
Yeah.
Her hair is white. Her name
Yeah.
is white.
She's old, just white all the way down, and the only tint in her is actually red, right?
The red face, or the red eyes. Kind of red suit.
And the wretched egg looks like a Digimon.
I don't disagree with that.
Mark says, I love Shiro's design. I was wondering how they figured out he was one of the blood sin people they would have seen in the scenes of murder everyone else. Oh, but they did explain it later. Okay. Officer Mikana is the whole embodiment of the law. The one who kicks his ass in the beginning, right? I'm never good with names. The one who kicks his ass, right? And then slices
the
the other guy with
officer.
a fucking katana.
Officer with the G cup breasts, cup boobs.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. Until Crow said something about it, I didn't think she was wearing clothes.
Wait, who?
Shiro?
Yeah.
She was wearing that skin tight jumpsuit thing with
Yeah,
the
in the
weird
manga
neck piece.
it looked weird. In the anime, it's like that. Like you question it a lot because a white jumpsuit, and she has like porcelain skin too. You know what's really good? The manga, I think, did a really good job on Shiro because manga's black and white,
Mm-hmm.
but you can just see it in her that she's pure white, and Shiro means white.
They don't do much shading
Ooh.
on her at all.
I know, which gives
Like
her
at all.
Yeah, it gives her the little.
Well, that's a bad
snippet
example,
that
actually. Fucking.
I mean, they do shading and whatever, but she
do
looks
shading.
so clean and so white, so pure. It's like, oh wow, she matches your name, and obvious
Oh.
that you are nothing but white.
The outline around her eyes, they don't color them in either.
Yeah, so
The
it gives
eyelashes.
yeah, they don't. So it gives a really good coloration. Like, ooh, good mug art. Ooh.
Yeah, Mark said even around her eyes. Is
Love
there...
the way they drew that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, this art was.
Oh, Oh yeah, and the Deadman Wonderland, what had to keep doing the in between chapter scenes, because I know a lot of mangas they tried making some kind of cutesy shit out of it when it comes to serious things. Like they try making some of their characters wear like goofy costumes during the in between manga scenes, but every single chapter picture, it's just like a different variant of Deadman Wonderland scattered across the screen, and I liked it because it kept a tone of seriousness. I was like, it's fine to be funny in your manga, but don't take me out of it. You know what I mean?
She immediately made a point of that. Like as soon as she noticed the pattern, she's like, "Wow, it's amazing."
It's nice. It's really nice. There's also something else I wanted to mention. I just think the Wretched Egg's name is so funny. What did I call him? The Wicked Bagel and the the satanic orange juice and the Wretched Egg, all part of this well-balanced breakfast. It just sounds so silly.
It kind of does, but I don't know. I like the name the Wretched Egg because it was all birds, and the Wretched Egg was the center of everything.
I see.
I never noticed that.
Spicy.
I didn't either.
Spicy.
The source.
Did you not really notice that? Come on.
I didn't. I didn't read that far ahead.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Just think about it. Everyone had a code named bird. Everyone had a code named bird. Mockingbird, hummingbird, crow, whatever bird, the bird that whips you. You have the Wretched Egg.
The bird that kicks your ass. Oh, a woodpecker.
The woodpecker.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with Branch of Sin? The Wretched Egg and giving it to the birds, but what is the Branch of Sin?
They made it all bird
related. The metaphor with the song.
They made it all bird related. I love the way they designed her after she become emotionless, and they reveal who she is. I didn't know if it was just me, but even her appearance seemed different, yeah.
And then Will walked in.
Opinion is, show is overrated. I don't disagree with you. The manga was by far more enjoyable. The anime definitely went down that edgy route that I mentioned earlier. Just by the way of directing, the manga did it a lot better. But the same argument.
I know you say it's not exceptional, but it is a very memorable anime, which in my book makes it exceptional. I cannot compare this anime. I feel like I can't compare this one.
I could only compare it to other works the artist has worked on, the author.
Yeah,
that's the only thing
isn't fair.
Which isn't fair because it's not even the same category. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel this is an anime that's very unique, or manga that's unique. So I feel like it is exceptional. If you make a pun, you'll kill me. I want to die.
Well, prepare to laugh to death because Larry's gonna have the best pun in the world. Larry.
Well, I guess you could say I'm a dead man.
It's a pretty interesting concept. Yeah, it's definitely standalone. I can only compare it to other massacre animes like what the hell, Battle Royale or something, where they're just stuck in a place and they have to compete or whatever.
Yeah, like you could call this like a massacre anime, which makes it similar to other massacre animes, but the story it's pretty good. I'm sure you could find a story similar to it, but I mean, you don't find that combination. The ones that are going to be good, yeah. You don't find the ones that are going to be good and the ones that has this combination,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
If you guys are all done, let's go into final thoughts and ratings. Anything else you guys want to mention from it?
Read the entire thing. It gets better because then you get the backstory. And the backstory is important. Get the backstory. Oh, let's see. Hold on. The movie said weird thing. So I guess I was misremembering the director in the anime because I saw his design. I thought, wait, why isn't he wearing a top hat and why isn't his hair blue? And I don't know how I did it. Somehow confuse him with Mestro from Blue Exorcist.
I never thought about that, but they are kind of similar.
Yeah.
I haven't read Blue Exorcist in a long time. I do have one more question. How much did both of you end up hating the director?
From the anime?
Tons.
No, I mean in the manga.
Oh.
In the manga, the guy with the glasses. Yeah, the shit ton.
Oh,
He
he was
the
a-
You know,
no
the guy
fucking
who's
fuck.
made to be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He's made to be the asshole. I hate him.
He's like, I put you in prison. I experiment on people. I'm messing with everybody simultaneously just so I
Ooh,
can
look
get
at
the
me.
research.
I just want what I want. Ooh.
I just want what I want. Jeez, Larry. Alright, final ratings, Larry?
Give it. No, I'll read the
Oh,
manga.
no. You have to read it. You have to rate it from chapter 12. Not the entire thing.
Well, I would. I looked at the chapter 12 real fast, so where it ended. We're just from 1 to 12. Give it like an 8.
Gave it an ang whoop out of 10.
Yeah. An ang whoop. Yeah. Because it was like it sucks you in around like chapter 3 when you know it's like, oh, he got powers. Oh, he got powers. Oh, something going down. And then like when you get to like find out that there's a giant underground battle royale for people with blood powers, that's when it gets interesting. And then you get the spicy ass fights.
I like the blood powers. They're so cool.
Yeah, they're pretty. That's pretty neat.
I don't know why he like that was like the first fight, and he's like, "It's not working. It's not working." And he hasn't even gotten hurt yet. And he like gets scratched. He's like, "Oh, I need to have blood coming out to use the blood to fight."
Sunny, what do you rate this? Wait, Larry, did you rate it?
Yeah,
Yeah, say
give it an
8.
Oh, okay.
I read this a long time ago. This was actually like one of the first, like when I actually started reading manga. This was actually one of the first manga I read to completion, and so it's a little bit unique for me. But I just off of 1 to 12, there are some weird things. It feels a little rushed in the whole, you know, there's a secret society under that, under the thing that's fighting with blood powers. Feels like they just kind of do a mad dash to get down there and get everything going, but it evens out after you read the whole thing. But just based off of chapters 1 through 12, 9 out of 10. Of course, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I loved the whole thing. But just off of the first 12 chapters, 9 out of 10.
So I guess my rating for it would be, I don't want to give it an 8 because I don't know, I just don't want to give it an 8 because I kind of feel like I over score things sometimes, but it was by no means bad. It was actually very good, especially after chapter 3 and 4. It got better, and then chapter 12 kind of made it. But the thing is, it really what's the word? It wet your whistle, you know. It definitely made me interested in wanting to finish it, especially after hearing Sunny and Larry rave about it so much. So, for someone who hasn't read the manga completely, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Not bad at all.
Very fair
Probably
score.
Gotta go back. Yeah, probably gotta go back later. Will said, BRB, I just felt a sister-sized earthquake. Can you read Z's and Mark's score for me?
Oh,
What
well,
does that
Z said
mean?
he'll give it from chapter 12. He'll give it a 7 out of 5. But you really got to read the whole manga, which is a 9 out of 9.5. Mark said, I think I give this a 12 chapters, at least an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty interesting concept, and the way they portrayed the characters really surprised him. And he likes the whole blood power thing. It's awesome, and he likes the way they draw on the blood powers in different styles. He definitely wants to finish it.
The panel popped up and it reminded me when he gives all the people that are watching the thing and he says, "I'm not gonna kill her," you know. I liked that scene. It's just like, oh, I guess he's got a little bit of a backbone now.
He's always had a backbone. He's kind of a pussy that he not.
I don't think the blood powers existed in JoJo first. Something tells me they existed in like the first anime that actually came out, and I feel like it was something else.
I mean, the idea of using your
blood as like a sword thing. Because the thing is, it's like
anime.
it's definitely not unique to anime. It's I swear it has to be Japanese folklore because that's like in everything, you know. But like Japan uses it the most. So it has to be folklore.
Maybe.
I'm gonna look it up later. I know blood is like a big deal in Japan, and like, I mean, it's a big deal anywhere, but like symbolically, symbolically,
Life and death and fighting with it and using it as a weapon. It feels like it's a rather easy thing to introduce into a story.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a common thing. Yeah, especially in Kyokai no Kanata. I mentioned that earlier too, huh? When I was reading it, like it just seems like a common thing nowadays.
Yeah.
I like
I
how
think this did it better.
Yeah, every manga artist does it differently, and this one was like fucking crazy. So this one definitely did do better too.
They get creative with it. It's like One Piece levels. Like, oh,
yeah,
I stretch it out, and I use it as a projectile, and I have whips and all this shit, and they all use it differently.
This one must
They'll
be
have their
stretched.
styles.
Yeah. What do you call it? So yeah, that's the voting. Sunny, do you have the ratings? I have no idea how to do that. What Silver
Just
usually
us?
does. Also Z and Mark. Everybody who put the ratings out for today. So next month we're actually going to be reading a really shitty manga. And I chosen this one because I hate everyone, and all of you guys are going to suffer because I had to read it. And that's how this works, is a dictatorship. Remember that. Don't ever forget. The manga is called Cage of Eden. And I was trying to read a different manga, to be honest. I thought this was a different manga. I thought I got Gate Masters. Didn't get Gate Masters. I got Cage of Eden instead. It's a horrible book. We'll keep you updated on the chapters. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell you guys it's horrible. I have my own opinions, okay? It's gonna be an anime soon too, and it has so many manga books. It has like 30 manga books already. Like, it has a lot. It's very popular to some audience out there. And if you guys want to read it and then come back next month on, let's see,
16th.
March 16th to discuss it with us. We'll keep you updated on the chapters. Just look at the school board and we'll.
If
we'll
you
want to
stay alive, don't. But if you want to enjoy,
the announcements are in the Discord, and I keep it updated. At least I try to. Tell me if I did something wrong.
Will said, I give it a bird out of 9.
Ignoring
Bad
Will's
manga
invalid
hype?
numbers, it has an 8.3 average.
Sweet. All right. Bad manga hype? Hell yeah, bad manga hype. Let's get ready to fucking tear this shit apart. I feel like I can talk more if I'm just completely tearing something apart, and that doesn't say very much about my character at all. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys want to find us anywhere, I don't think Sunny doesn't stream yet. If you guys want to find Larry, you can find him right there. Give him a follow. Check out his stream. He does some couple of cool stuffs, right, Larry?
Play
Hey, what
some
about-
games, make some puns.
Will, we
And
are
open some
definitely gonna
figures.
eventually get to the manga of Boku no Hero Academia. We're definitely gonna get to the manga. Yeah, though. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Should we host someone? We should host someone, huh?
We should host some.
We should host someone. Let's find some cool cat to host.
What about that person, who was it earlier? Talking about? Was that another streamer?
Oh, I think they stopped streaming, actually.
Okay.
I'm looking
Yay.
at here on my list, yeah.
Will wants us to host him, even though he's not streaming.
You should host me. I'll host you.
Danny,
Hey,
get us
Danny.
someone.
I really like today's stream. I like how, like, I really do like having a big crowd. But, like, this was nice. Okay,
Mhm.
Larry. While we're, Yes, Danny. Yes, please. Danny, not Danny. Larry, while we're going out, won't you tell us the history of Deadman Wonderland and how it came to be?
No.
Deadman Wonderland is, well, people think it's an amusement park. It's actually a cemetery, and it is a cemetery where people host parties on because they want to honor the dead, kind of like Cinco de Mayo. But
What was it that we said yesterday,
what
I
Diggy?
don't
Live
remember.
you say
woman.
yesterday?
Boring world.
Oh, a live woman boring
The
world.
opposite of Deadman Wonderland.
A lot. 'Cause
Mark said
Deadman
Deadman Wonderland
Wonderland.
materialized from the fifth dimension,
oh my gosh.
not the
Alright.
fourth dimension.
We got a
the
person
one
we're gonna
outside of
host.
that.
I'm sorry,
Alright.
Will. I got this before you sent it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and host this guy. His name is Illusion Plays. I hope you guys will be polite to them and just.
Ooh, he playing. Ooh, he playing.
Ooh, he
You
playing.
can't see it, but he playing. Illusions.
Go ahead. We playing? Who's he playing?
Playing.
What's he playing? You know,
Let's find out.
Illusion Plays originally came from things that were not seen typically, and he one time he picked up a video game
They're called
and made it to it. Yeah. Thank you, Larry.
I don't like playing the BS game. I don't like this.
You gotta make
I
up
love
shit.
it.
He's playing pub. God dang.